What is going on, guys? I'm DC5 James, and I'm back with another video. First off, I want to apologize. It's been quite a few weeks since I've made a video. I've actually been going through some personal stuff, some health issues, but I'm back. And today we're talking about one of the best engines that you can get for the BMW platform. And I mean, I get it, guys. There's a lot of things about BMW where, we can get into the headaches and questionable plastic parts and engines that, they seem designed just to make mechanics rich. But the one we're talking about today is actually one of the better ones that I would definitely recommend, and that is the B58 straight six. The B58, it's reliable, it's highly tunable, and if you buy the right year, it's pretty much bulletproof. But here's the thing, not every B58 is created equal. The year you buy matters. If you don't get the right year and you mess up, you're definitely going to be paying the price. But if you pick the right one, you can definitely get a solid engine. So first off, the B58, it lives in anything that really has the 40 series badge. We're talking M340i's, the X3 M40i, X4 M40i, as well as the X5 40i, the X6 40i, the 740i, and the X7. So anywhere that you see that 40i, you found the B58 engine. If we're talking about sedans, we're talking about the M240i, the M340i, the 440i, the 540i, and the 740i. In the SUVs, again, we're talking from the X3 up to the X7, all 40i models. And as a bonus, I know you probably knew I was going to talk about it, the Toyota Supra. Yes, Toyota trusted this engine enough to put it in their updated Supra, and I think that alone kind of says something. So first of all, let's talk about why it's better than the N55. Now, you guys may know me. I'm a big fan of the N55. I actually have an F15 X5 with the N55. I think it's a solid engine. It definitely has some issues, and I think the B58 is a solid upgrade to it. So the N55, it had notorious weak points, specifically the water pump. There was a recall on it. It's electric. It's kind of tucked away at the bottom of the engine, kind of bolted together with the thermostat in a way that kind of makes replacing it a nightmare. A lot of times those water pumps are going to die at 50, 60,000 miles. So the B58 came out with a completely rethought cooling system, heat encapsulation system. It's got a closed deck design, and basically no more relying on head gaskets to keep coolant where it should be. So head gasket failures are essentially gone with the B58. It also depends, like I said earlier, it's going to depend on the year that you buy. So here's some advice I would give. In 2019, BMW upgraded the B58. It got a new oil pump, better internals, and gotta be honest, it sounds great. But in typical BMW fashion, the oil pump came with a plastic housing. The plastic rings failed. We're talking potential oil starvation, which is never good. So by 2021, BMW fixed that. They upgraded the part to a metal housing. So the issue's been solved starting with 2021. If you own a 2019 or 2020, the good news is you can pretty much retrofit the updated part onto that year. But if you're buying today, I would probably just look for a 2021 or above if it's in your budget. That's the one that has the updated parts. So let's talk about some other known issues to watch with the B58. A big one is coolant consumption. The mechanical water pump is generally pretty solid, but they still have a habit of losing coolant. I would definitely check your levels regularly, and if it disappears without a visible leak, investigate before it becomes an overheating situation. That's the last thing you want to have happen. Another thing to look out for is the PCV system. This is the positive crankcase ventilation, and that's going to typically cost you between $500 to $1,200 at the dealer, and it's not really unique to BMW. Every modern turbocharged direct injection engine deals with this type of issue. I would just install a catch can and move on. We'll put a link in the description for a solid catch can that you can get for the B58. I would highly recommend it. Another thing to look out for are the VANOS solenoids. BMW hid the timing chains at the back of the engine, which means accessing the VANOS solenoids is a production You don't have to necessarily pull the engine, and I would ignore anyone who says that you do, but it does need specialized tools. When you get a VANOS solenoid failure, you're going to get a check engine light, you're going to get surging at throttle, and definitely a sluggish response. Also, valve cover and gaskets. BMW likes to use plastic valve covers, and they can crack with age. So if you smell burning oil or you notice it around your spark plugs during a change, that's your cue. Don't ignore it. A gasket job now beats a bigger repair later. And of course, the oil filter housing. This is a very common issue on many BMWs, including the N55, the N54. The O-ring between the filter housing and the oil cooler can wear out over time. Make sure you catch this early, and it really only takes a few hours to get this done. If you do buy a used B58, I would check to see if it's been done already. If it hasn't, that would probably be the first thing I do on this list, is replace those O-rings. Let's get into a little bit more of the performance and the tuning potential. So stock, you're at about 382 horsepower. Now that's paired with the legendary ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, which is one of the most indestructible transmissions that's ever been made. It's also in the N55 and really, really solid. What really makes the B58 special is the forged crankshaft, the forged connecting rods, and the closed deck cooling. You can tune this engine to about 700 to 800 horsepower, and it should not be a problem with those forged internals. Like I said, look out for those issues. You know, the coolant, the PCV, the gaskets. Again, change your oil more than BMW recommends. They always say 10,000 miles, but I always do between 3,000 and 5,000. I would never go above 5,000 miles with an oil change, especially on a BMW, but really any car for that matter. Also, keep an eye on your fluid levels and buy a 2021 or later. If you do that, you're going to have a really solid performance car that you're going to be happy with, and it will last you a long time. That's about all I got for the B58. Just wanted to give a quick rundown on it. Let me know what you guys think about the B58 in the comments. I try to answer every comment, and I do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. I read every single comment you guys post. I always try to reply. So I'm DC5 James, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.